great day, Todd. We are talking some great subjects here today off camera. Most of them not appropriate, probably for watering
It's
hole
just
topics.
so disappointing because, like, if we did, like,
we'd lose all of our friends. Our real friends would stay with us.
Yeah, and it probably would get a lot more traffic, too. It would add with the traffic because there was some good conversations.
It may change people's perception of who we are. So we're just going to stick with the family-friendly watering hole, mostly family-friendly. I'd say for the most part. So, hey, today's episode, we're going to do our first ad read, Todd. This is a big moment for us. I feel like we should have a drum roll, but we're not going to have one. Hey, that was pretty good.
Okay.
Good. C-level
Mid.
work.
Justin, someone said that they don't want to hear about any of our personal lives anymore, too. Did you read that one comment? I thought the personal lives brings a little bit of personality into it. They get a chance to see who we are just beyond this.
He's the guy that uses an app and doesn't call in for his delivery. He doesn't want to talk to people.
He doesn't want to talk to anybody, but he's listening to a podcast. Well, too bad. We're going to talk about our personal lives because that's what makes life interesting. I always like, not to detract real quick from our ad read, but there's like a thing where like it's cool to like pretend that you hate people. Like, well, you're talking about like, I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to use an app instead or whatever. But you got like people that like have shirts that say like, I hate everyone except for like two people, right? And so there's like this mantra out there of like, I hate people in general.
I saw a guy wearing a T-shirt in Target yesterday.
Did it say Bow Hunter Die on it?
No, he was the president of the Tiny Penis Club.
Oh, that was me.
That's
Is that what it said?
That's what he said.
I wonder if he hates people.
Sonia pointed it out to me. You know, he was checking out. I'm like, she's like,
that's just an interesting shirt to wear to Target during Pride Month. I'm just saying. But anyways, first ad read, Todd. This week's episode is going to be brought to us by the fine folks at Hunting Lease Network, our good friends. We've known these guys for a long time. And I'll tell you what, Todd, I bitch and moan all the time on this podcast about not being able to have enough spots to hunt or not being able to find places to hunt because it is not easy. It is probably the most difficult part about hunting in general is finding a good spot to go. So if you guys are looking for a spot, check out the Hunting Lease Network. I'm on their website right now. They've got dozens of leases. They have one right here on the home screen in Oklahoma, Greer County, 480 acres.
That's a big piece.
That's a large chunk of ground. If you want to, and I hear Oklahoma's a bit of a sleeper state. Tyler Barron killed a really good deer down there last year.
It's
and
amazing.
Had some awesome
it's
hunts.
Amazing what a good hunting spot does. Completely change your perspective.
A good hunting spot can make even a mediocre hunter look really good. Right?
Just imagine what a really good hunting spot could do.
For a good hunter. It might even be able to make me look good. They also have an 888-acre lease in Brown County, Nebraska. That's a huge
Listen,
chunk
I still have
ground,
a lease
dude.
with the Hunting Lease Network, and it's been a great lease. I've had it for a long time. I bet you I've had at least over
a decade?
I was going to say 10 years, and you know what? I'm glad to have it. It's a great spot. As a matter of fact, speaking of that spot, check this out, Justin. This is cool as hell. I went and you know me and my trail cameras. I mean, I've got so many trail cameras.
You've got more trail cameras.
Dude, check this out. This is now listen. This is not BS, guys. Brandon, I'll get you this video. Check this out, dude. The date is not wrong. This is on 12/1. Look at this doe.
A little fawny.
I mean, dude, that is completely spotted out. How late could she have had that fawn?
Maybe, what do you think, September? Something like that?
That's
October.
Tell me that's not
maybe
unbelievable.
she was got bred in. Gosh, if it was September, I mean, got bred in like January, February. It was pretty late.
February, yeah,
pretty late.
So I should have been hunting up there. The end of the
season, third rut, fourth rut, something like that. So, anyways, if you guys are looking for a spot to hunt, check out huntingleasenetwork.com. They have all sorts of places to hunt all over the country.
And here's even a good buck that's still alive as of 1/9 on my lease. Look at that.
They got some good Wisconsin, northern Wisconsin spots right now.
There you go.
Pretty dope. So, anyways,
go sign up. It's worth it.
Oh yeah, you sign up for a free account, and they send send you an email when there's like a new lease posted in your area.
Just stay out of Illinois, and we'll be fine.
Yeah, stay out of Illinois. Do not lease any of the ground here. Leave that all for me and Todd because we need good spots. All right, let's come up. We're going to talk about deer hunting trips this year, Todd. Are you taking any deer hunting trips this year? Are you going anywhere? What are your plans for 2025?
I am taking my lovely wife to Paris. I don't know what kind of hunting they have.
That's not a deer hunting trip.
I know, but that kind of hampered some of my deer hunting and elk hunting plans for this
Cut
fall.
into your PTO.
So I am going to, no, I'm focusing, brother. I'm not.
Illinois only.
Illinois only this year. I am going to focus. I'm going to focus on my 2 tags. I'm going to maybe even head down to the Fulton County. I got a couple of leads down there.
What?
Might try some stuff.
Down to the FC with the boys?
No, dude, not with the boys. But well, with the boys, yes. But you know, my one friend down there told me I can hunt this place, so I'll probably come down there and give that a shot. I'm gonna hunt my farms. I'm just, dude. You know what? I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm catching up in life. It's feeling really good. My farms are getting dialed in. My stuff's getting done. I told you, dude. I've told you this is gonna be a big year.
Big year.
I can feel it, Brandon.
Todd feels a big year coming.
I'm going nowhere.
You heard it here first.
We've got,
What about you?
So Kansas draw results were like a week ago, maybe something like that.
It?
Got my yeah. We applied as a group, so we
Nice.
have I think there's 4 of us. So it's myself, Matt Millard, Tyler Barron, and one of Tyler's friends who actually made it into an episode of Bowhunter Die with a trophy photo. So it's the 4 of us. We're trying to kind of coordinate dates and whatnot. Millard works for the government, so he's got a little bit more time off than the rest of us. And Tyler kind of works remote a lot.
You better keep an eye on his job, though, man. Government's been coming down pretty hard.
He's gonna get Elon's slashed.
Elon's out. Isn't he?
He's gonna get doged. Maybe, I don't know. I kind of like completely turned out any and all political talk.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm out.
Like,
we're not even going there right now.
I got like just
we're
worn
not going
out
there
from it.
We're out.
Moving on. I'm just worried about the Cubs maintaining their stranglehold on the NL Central.
I feel like I'm sitting next to
the
Sonya
rest
right
of the
now.
season.
Oh shoot, she told me something the other day. I was gonna forget. She told me she's gonna come back. It's gonna be a trivia question. Dude, Sonya lost the biggest bet to me ever. She betted me about something where the Cubs train or whatever, and I said, was it Japan? I think it was Japan.
Oh no, we talked about this.
Yeah,
we
talked about
train there, but they went to Japan.
Yeah, dude. She thought in a million years I never got it. I like got a 2-hour massage out of her. It was fantastic. But she told me another
2
one.
2 hours? That seems like
it was 60 minutes. And I could break it up however I want. But what was it the other day? Oh yeah, I got it. Hang on. Pete Crow Armstrong. I got to remember that because she's going to quiz me on that. So I've been keeping a little PCA. I got to just remember that because she's going to hit me up with one day, and that'll be I got to remember that. So I don't even know who the dude is, but
he's our center fielder.
Okay, that's important.
Future Hall of Famer.
And he's doing. I hear the Cubs are doing phenomenal. Because Sonya, that's all I hear about.
I think we had the best record in the NL. Maybe we did, at least for a little while. We might still. I don't know.
All right.
But yeah, heck yeah. Let's go. So yeah, going to Kansas. We're going to hunt some public ground is our plan down there. So we're coordinating our dates and times and locations on all of that jazz. That's going to be a fun hunt with that group. We've got Iowa draw results will come out in about 10 days, something like that. Maybe 2 weeks. I don't know, somewhere in mid-June. Iowa post theirs. I did not apply this year, but I did buy another point. So
I think I'm pointed out. I think I got 8 points. I don't need any more points.
You don't need any more points. You just got to watch out because I don't recall off the top of my head if they have a thing where, like, if you don't buy a point for so many years in a row, you lose them or something like that.
I think my goal is next year, Iowa.
Okay.
That's kind of my plan.
That's my plan for next year.
My plan is next year,
I'm just really interested to see the draw results from this year to see how many people applied and what, like, the point creep is going to be, because that'll kind of tell me, like, what my likelihood of drawing is for next year. But yeah, this is that time of year when, all the, I think Wyoming elk
I think you can buy those points right now.
For Wyoming?
Is it?
That's usually like July. It's a little bit later in the year.
I had a little thing pop up giving me a reminder.
But the application process, if you wanted to put in, was a while back. Those results got posted. I know like Clinton's dad drew an elk tag for Wyoming, so I think he's going to be heading out there. I don't know if he's going to bow hunt, but he might gun hunt. So that's a tough tag to get. But yeah, it's that time of the year where all the out-of-state plans are starting to take shape. I mean, dude, it's June.
I'm just focusing this year. Focusing local.
That's what I did last year. It didn't really work out for me.
Don't tell me that. I don't want to hear that.
But none of my out-of-state trips ever pan out either. So.
Oh, dude, I think you'll do good in Kansas. Kansas is a great state. You're going with great guys. You're all in. You're gonna do good, man.
Yeah, we'll have a good time.
I feel the positivity.
Whether we shoot anything is another.
Didn't you shoot a public land buck out of state?
Yeah, dude, he did.
No.
Sure he did.
No, absolutely not.
That arrow blew up.
Oh,
you had
Iowa.
a shot. You 100% had a shot.
But I didn't kill a deer, so it doesn't matter.
Equipment failure. It happens. Things happen. That was not with Easton either.
It's karma. So let's move on. Ben's got some notes. I don't like Ben's notes here.
Well, I'm going to talk about. Yeah, I'm going to talk about
months.
that. Yeah, I'm going to talk about it for a second because I found that dead fawn. We talked about that last week, and then, gosh darn it, man, these coyotes, they're just ballsy. They're just, the does get good at finding these out of odd places, right? Like closer to your homes. And it's weird. It's almost like robins in your yard. It's crazy how they come back to the same spots, or geese. It's like they like certain spots.
Okay.
And I saw a coyote hunting the other day, and he was just going. Dude, he was just. I saw that, and there's always a fawn over there. So I saw the fawn. Excuse me. I saw the coyote walking down the road, and then it wasn't long, and the doe comes, stops, must have been bleeding. I don't have sound. And then I see her leaving with her. So luckily the coyote didn't get her, but he was
that you know of.
Maybe it's possible. I didn't check the camera yet this morning. So you're right. But I say kill them all, shoot them.
Circle of life, Todd.
Kill them.
Circle of life.
Cole asked me to borrow my coyote call because he wants to try to get some during the day.
I think there's been a lot of research and studies that have basically shown.
This is a fact.
That it's kind of just pissing in the wind, isn't it? Like us shooting coyotes like we think we're doing.
I wish I would have kept this lady. I don't know how I got this lady's information.
It just makes us feel good, I think.
How did I had this conversation with this lady, and I don't know where I got her name from. I don't know how this worked out. I don't know.
I've had a few of those.
No. No, I'm serious. I'm trying. I wish I remember this. I don't know what she called on. She was selling me something, or I was buying something. It was really weird. And I started talking to her, and then she ended up doing all this research on coyotes in the local area, dude. And she was actually telling me about how the coyotes in Rockford are beginning to breed with dogs. Like this is happening for real. And there was an unbelievable conversation I was having. So I wish I would have had her information.
So coy dogs, right?
That's
what a coy dog is.
Sure, but the bottom line is they have been studying this, and dude, you can wear coyotes out in an area, but the bottom line, the whole existence of coyotes and the number of them that they have, it's like beavers, dude. Like they'll move right back in. Like the moment they find a space, here's an open pond. You came in, maybe you're a farmer, you pulled all the beaver dams out, maybe you did some trapping of the beavers, whatever. Dude, it's just they have to go find new zones. It's just and they say no matter how hard you pound them, they'll be back. And think about the pheasant hunting club. We have shot probably consistently 30 coyotes a year. Dude, the number never goes down. It's like
that's
30,
what I'm saying.
30. Like it's just. But maybe keeping it in balance helps. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. If you know, comment below. They are still fun to shoot. I just want to shoot coyotes.
Well, it makes you feel like you're saving some deer so that we can
I just tell
shoot
myself
the deer
that.
later.
So
I've always found that interesting. Go ahead, Brando. What do you got for us?
Just some very interesting coy dog information.
Okay.
In regards to breeding. And obviously this is AI, so I would take it with a grain of salt. Breeding differences. Coyotes have a specific breeding season, while dogs do not, so dogs can breed year-round.
Okay.
Coy dog females often have a different estrus cycle than coyotes, further reducing chances of successful mating. Male coyotes typically
get moody when it's
I'm sure they do. Of course, a camera on this GoPro. We need a new GoPro. Male coyotes typically take care of the litter, while male dogs do not. So it's very unlikely that the success of the cubs, or what are not cubs, but pups.
Pups, I would say.
Yes.
So you're saying that the coy dogs, they're not as hardy, they're not as good as just the purebloods.
I would Yes.
could be. Okay.
They face many challenges in their own breeding, potentially leading to decline.
Breed with your own kind.
So there's a reason why coy dogs don't go beyond a generation or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
They're inferior. Yeah. Abominations, you may call them.
Well,
monstrosities.
Either which way, I think shoot them anyhow. Shoot them. Predator hunting, do it. It's fun. Get after it. Why not? You gotta do it year round.
I'm more of a if the opportunity arises. I'm not hey, I'm going to go out and take this time to go try to shoot predators. I'm an opportunistic coyote hunter.
I agree with you like that. I'm not going to go spend a bunch of time right now in the summer like trying to call them, trying to work one over.
me
But I
neither.
will 100% if I see one. I'm ready to go.
I agree.
I'm ready to go.
So the last time
Knocking them out.
we had an episode of the pod, we talked a little bit about potential changes, or maybe changes that we would like to see to Illinois. Remember, I proposed the like, hey, what do you think about opening earlier, closing earlier thing? So we had a guy comment that he would like to see Illinois have one weekend for a velvet hunt, which I think is pretty cool. Who does that? Is it Tennessee?
Tennessee does that
Tennessee
now.
does that? Or
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Tennessee. But I feel like there's a couple other states that do that now. They give you like one weekend in like August to have a velvet buck hunt, which is kind of cool because it's just a neat opportunity. I don't think Illinois cares nearly enough about hunting or hunters to give us that opportunity. So
Yeah.
it's a bit of a pipe
Probably
dream.
isn't going to happen to you. You're going to have to go to
I
Tennessee.
did have a question though for you. Should Illinois be a one buck state?
We've talked about this, I mean, privately, and I mean, maybe even in the show over the years.
If you were in charge of the DNR, what would you do?
I'm all for it.
All for it.
Yeah, you know what? I think at the current condition of what I've seen and the changes I've seen in the herd over the last, 20 years of hunting around here or more, I would like to see that for sure.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree. I'd love to see that, to be completely honest with you. I think selfishly for a long time I loved that it was a $2 state, but I know how we are. We're all the same. As much as we're different, we're all the same, right? That first buck tag, when you know you have a second tag in your back pocket, you're a little bit more loose with that first one.
Oh,
right?
100%.
Why wouldn't you be? Because you know you got to back
I mean,
up.
I guess it depends who you are, but for most people,
For the vast majority of
Yeah.
people, if
I-
they're
yeah.
gonna hold out for a bigger deer, it's with that second tag. That first one is fill the freezer, get a buck.
But again, I think
Right.
you're talking about a pipe dream, unless for some reason the deer numbers just keep going down until the point where they're concerned about them. But maybe they're never going to be concerned about them.
Well,
I
I
don't
think
know.
you're facing a bunch of issues. Deer numbers, you're facing probably hunter numbers. I was reading an article actually this morning about hunter numbers in the state of Michigan. In the state of Michigan, and I think somewhere around the
Is
year
it declining?
Yeah, of course. They're declining everywhere. But I mean, this is, when you look at statistically, I think somewhere around the year 2000, they had about 800,000 hunting licenses sold in Michigan. That's down to like 650,000, which is still a lot, right? But 150,000 deer hunters, right? Less today than there were 25 years ago or something like that.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot of deer. I mean, those 150,000 hunters probably killed a pretty fair number of deer that they're not
What do you
killing.
think about the success percentages?
I guess it depends on if you're a bow versus gun hunter, and then how many of those people. What you tend to see when I've looked at the data in the past is like, and I guess you could, in your intuition would tell you this, you have certain hunters that kill multiple deer in a year, and then you have some hunters that kill none, right? Brando, your GoPro just stopped again. I keep seeing it. It looks like it's trying to update or something.
Yeah, it looks like
There's
it's-
like a message on the back. I just don't know what it says.
I'll figure it out. Continue.
So yeah, anywho, yeah.
Illinois Department of Natural Resources reported a decline of 80,000 permits for 2023 firearm season compared to 2012. That's a lot.
80,000 people.
80,000?
Yeah, 80,000 less people, probably because they got nowhere to hunt.
That's
Or
a
they just got
lot.
too old.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, the whole thing is interesting, and this goes back to the topic we keep continually talking about, is like, we're really bad at actually recruiting more hunters or making it easy for people to get into hunting and making it a welcoming thing, because we're all really selfish. So we kind of are like, we say we want more hunters, but then we don't actually do anything that would promote getting more hunters,
Yeah.
and then those numbers keep going down and down and down, which, eventually, if the numbers are falling, you're going to see deer populations increasing because we're not, quote unquote, doing our job.
I'm not seeing that yet, but go ahead.
Well, because the DNR is whacking them all, So I don't know. I personally, again, back to, if I was in charge, I would 100% make it a $1 state.
I would too.
I really kind of like what Iowa does with, like, I think you can get a second buck during like a primitive weapon season, which is like late season.
Why?
Why not?
Why? Just no.
Because it's an opportunity for people.
Okay.
But I mean, it's a relatively low success rate because it's after the gun season. Like, yeah, you could potentially shoot a second buck in January or something like that.
I think $1 is a great thing.
Okay.
Make it be earned $1 too.
Well, then how about this? What if you self-impose you're only going to shoot one buck in Illinois? This is where I always take exceptions. Like, we say we would want this, but then we don't actually.
Well, I'm going to be very clear. It will not be this year for me since I'm only staying in Illinois.
Right? That's the thing. So this is the exact same situation of, like, we say we want more hunters, but we don't actually do anything. So we say we want a 1 buck limit, but then we still go fill both of our tags because we can.
No, that's not 100% true. I mean, I've only filled 1 tag buck-wise for the last couple of years, and I've had opportunities.
But not by choice.
What do you mean? I mean, I've could have killed some good deer, dude, and I've just decided to just wait. Just, you know what, it's all good. So, because I just want something different.
Right, we'll save this. Brando, mark this recording, June 3rd.
June 3rd.
10:35 a.m. Todd said he would only shoot 1 buck this year. And
no, I did not say this year. I said
forward.
Okay.
Mark it.
So, I might lose that. This year I'm all in for 2. I'm telling you right now. That is a fact.
Yeah, it's funny because when you can shoot that second buck, you really want to. But if you lost the ability to do it, again, it just changes your whole perspective on things. And you get a little bit like, do I want to end my season right now? Let's say it's early October and you got that 130-incher, coming by. Like right now, you're like, hell yeah, I'm going to whack this deer and then I'm going to go find a bigger one to shoot in November. But if you don't have that opportunity,
you're right.
It changes the paradigm, I would say.
Well,
so the paradigm, as some may say. So we talked a minute ago about, was it Kentucky that does the velvet season?
Yeah.
So, or is it Tennessee?
Tennessee
does.
But Kentucky might do it too.
Yeah, I don't remember. I think it is Tennessee.
I know Tennessee
so
does it.
Tennessee
I
does
thought about
the
doing
velvet season. And now Tennessee they've passed this law.
I know.
You know where I'm talking about?
Yeah.
With the baiting?
Yeah, you got to buy a permit.
Yeah, but right now you can't bait. You cannot hunt over bait in Tennessee.
Right.
But they're saying now you can, as long as you buy a permit.
Right.
To do it. And as long as you are not in a CWD county, which I thought was an interesting stipulation to put on it, because we all know that CWD counties are only going to continue to grow in the future until it's every county. So it's like, I don't know why.
It just seems so dumb. I talked to Josh about this quite a bit. Like, it just, oh man.
Why does it seem dumb? Like, what about it? Because they can feed right now.
You can feed deer.
You just can't.
No, I'm saying I think it's dumb that you have to buy a permit. Like, this makes no sense. Is this just a money grab?
Is it to regulate like the ability of somebody? Like, I have to pass a driver's license test to get a license. I'm qualified. Is it the?
There is no test for whether you're qualified to bait a deer.
Are you feeding corn?
Can you dump corn on the ground?
Protein?
Yes or no?
Yes.
Well,
no.
I mean, do you do it in a way that
it's got to just
Brandon,
be a money grab, right? There's really no other.
Play devil's advocate here.
There's no other reason for it.
It
is interesting. Like,
it's ridiculous.
How many of these permits do you think they'll sell? Do you need I didn't look into it. Do you need like 1 permit per person, 1 per piece of land, 1 per bait
site?
station?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't dive that into it. I just thought it was just so. I'm not going to go on a rant here with your legislative stuff.
Come on.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it because I got bigger shit to worry about in life. But you're right. Like, who was sitting around a table thinking that this was a good idea? Like, I just don't get it. No matter how much money that they would even consider making, although Josh made a valid point, there's quite a few people that do this in Tennessee, so maybe it is a big amount of money. But how much just process? Like, you're gonna have to get a permit, send them a permit, they're gonna have to pay for it, I guess, through their system. But maybe that's what makes it so easy.
You don't have to send it to them, dude. Everything's just online.
Yeah, you're right. It's just one more line item. Hey, we can add this to our shopping cart. We can force people to do it, and we just make more dough, right? I mean, I don't know. See, it just seems so crazy to me. It does. We should phone Josh right now and get Josh's opinion on this.
So there's about 217,000 deer hunters in the state of Tennessee. What percentage of them do you think are going to buy a bait permit? Half of them?
I don't know.
Because, I mean, some people won't do it. They'll either just bait without a permit or they'll just not bait at all.
What are you doing? 100,000 times $50?
Yeah. That's a significant chunk of change. That's like $5 million, right?
I think I'd rather sell I'd like to
Sell
be in
the
charge of
public
that
lands
program.
off?
I'd rather maybe that's not a bad business. Maybe they're smarter than we are. Maybe everyone's smarter than we are. $5 million collecting permits that all they need to do is drop it into their existing shopping cart, or you're not baiting. Okay. I don't know. I don't know where this is all going, but all I know is I think that's
the question is it good or bad for deer hunting, right? Because it does alter the paradigm, to use that word again, the paradigm, right? So you have possible disease spread, which is the first thing that the opponents would say. Like, we're worried about CWD over here, but then over there we're letting everybody bait. But we already let them feed, so it's not really much of a good argument. So then the next argument is just what's it going to do to like success rates as a whole, right? Because you hear people in Ohio say this, like, once my neighbors start baiting, like, I have to bait too. I don't stand a chance.
Right. 100%. You get somebody who owns a piece of property, and I was talking to somebody about this who had property in Kansas.
Yes, that's the example I was going to bring up as well.
And flat out, I mean, he said, I know two people actually, and it's nuts. Like, the moment this guy starts doing all the feeding and you're not doing any feeding, man, the deer shift. I mean, why would they not? I mean, it's like they got guaranteed food over here, and if you do it right and you do it good and you change with the season, the amount of protein, what they need, when they need it, which you can completely do. It comes down to who's got the fatter pocketbook. Someone's got a fat pocketbook and keep those feeders rolling and keep them hot and keep them loaded with what deer want when they want it. If you don't start to feed...
This goes back to what I was saying before the podcast. We are an insane species of animal that we would, spend our time, the limited amount of time we have on this earth, we spend like working and gathering resources so that we can go spend those on feeding deer that maybe we can shoot and put on our wall. Like, it's just an interesting pursuit.
Right? Mike Willen called me. He's like, I didn't call you on Friday because Justin said you were doing your food plots after they fixed our air conditioning system here.
Well, he was here the day that you guys
maybe
were
it was
out
Thursday.
filming. It was Thursday.
Okay, Thursday. Well, he just
here.
forgot what day it was, whatever. And I just, I'm just like, they're a lot of work. They're a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I mean, it's a lot of work.
Don't even sit down and think through the amount of money you've spent on land and tractors and implements and fuel.
I'm not sure how this got turned on me right now. I'm just saying.
I mean, you think about it.
How many high fence hunts could have gone on instead?
Oh, so many high fence hunts.
I would have a lot of high fence deer under my belt by now, for sure.
We'd have a whole wall full
There
of
would be
them. Somebody was complaining about our blank space right here, Brando, that I was talking to.
Well, we were going to get the watering hole deal, but what we were going to do, Brandon and I was looking into it, we were going to put a tub of water here, so the water's like really going to be...
So it'd be more of a waterfall.
Yeah, like a waterfall. Like we were going to really do like a hell of a feature back here. It was like going to be a full-blown pond feature.
That's exactly what we need to
exactly
spend our money on.
Just
money on.
In the background of the podcast.
It just make me go to the bathroom even more. Justin, it's a lot of work. This baiting thing, but
you can like apply this to any like crazy hobby, right? I was talking with Matt Miller this weekend. So we were up, I took my boys up and we went fishing up in Door County. We saw Matt was up there at his camper and we're sitting around talking about like the amount of money we spend on boats and fishing equipment and electronics and everything to go up there to catch a fish and turn around and throw it back in the damn lake and do it again. Like, you could apply this to anything, right? Anything that you get serious, like, enjoyment
but it's what
out
you
of
love.
doing.
I mean, it's what you love and you do it.
It's just funny, though, when you sit back and really start to think. Because when you're in the moment and you're just like, oh, I'm going to buy this thing, I'm going to get this, and we're going to do, like, you're not really thinking about it until you sit back one day and go, I
spent how much money to do and how much time and
to go catch a fish and be like, hey, take a picture of it and then chuck it back in the lake and go find another one. It's so stupid.
Spent like $25 on like little guitar knobs that I just wanted to look cool. Like,
why? Yeah, all sorts of just dumb crap.
Stupid.
It's like that's just the story of being human. We're just like in pursuit of more crap.
Yes, 100%.
We're like what's the little guy from Ice Age? Scrat?
Is it a squirrel?
Scrat, is that what his name is?
That's
that's us. About. You ever seen the movie Ice Age?
No.
He's like the little squirrel is trying to always get the nuts.
Always trying to get
right?
the nut.
And he's just running around. That's all. This is his whole thing. I feel like that's us, just trying to get more shit.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel more productive when I'm planting the food plots and creating something and doing that versus when
putting out a pile of bait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just do. I don't know. There's something about watching everything grow and seeing it come together, and
it feels a little bit more natural, even though it's.
Well, that's what I said about the water hole. Somebody said, why don't you just buy a tub and do what everyone else is doing, and and just fill it. And it's just like, when you see that black tub just sitting there, and after a year or two, it's like sticking out of the ground a little bit. It's just not. It's not the same, man. It's just not. It's not the same. I like the natural. I guess it is what it is, But yeah, anybody would be like, well, you're still gonna just try to shoot a deer over it. So what's the difference? So I who knows? I guess at the end of the day, you get that's the beautiful thing about America. Except for compared to Justin doesn't think so because he thinks the man's always holding us down.
The man is that is the man's job.
I don't feel like the man is holding me down, and I'm able to still do a lot of the things I love to do without feeling like, I can't put my bow in
That's what the man would say.
My bow in a case.
Yeah, the man's like, you're lucky we let you go these freedoms.
So just get over it.
So just enjoy the
what
little
you got.
bit of freedoms that you have.
Or you're not going to be able to fish in that lake in Door County if you keep it up.
It's a pretty big lake.
We're going to keep you out of it. You're just not allowed to go.
Just me personally, or everybody?
Just you. We're just. Yeah, we're gonna, you're out.
Fair enough.
Keep it up. They're gonna. The thing is, with your attitude, they're gonna start looking for you. They're gonna start. They're gonna look. All right, Brandon. I would.
Don't be a
coward. I was listening to the show and I was a game warden. I'd be like, I'm gonna be looking at that dude's window. I see that bow sitting there. I'm pulling your ass over.
Oh, okay.
Just
Pull
saying.
me over.
Wouldn't you be looking out for him?
And that will start. That'll be the catalyst. That'll start a revolution.
Justin suing the Department of Natural Resources.
I don't know that I could sue them, but introducing.
You can do whatever you want to do.
The problem is, so I've been looking into this a little bit, right? The problem is going to be that
we are not here right now.
Yes, the problem is going to be. So Illinois is one of, I think, 12 states that have case laws for bows and arrows. So the overwhelming majority of states do not have case laws for bow and arrows. Overwhelming majority.
Wyoming, you can pull up to the airport with your rifle.
Loaded and uncased in a vehicle.
I don't think loaded, dude.
100%.
No,
loaded.
I don't think chambered though. I think, dude. Well, it doesn't matter. Somebody can.
It can be uncased and loaded for sure. I mean,
I know it can be uncased. I know it can be uncased and unloaded for sure. I don't know about loaded. I don't 100%. Know. Okay.
But anyways, the problem is going to be the public perception that bows are weapons, quote unquote, and that having them in a case like. The idea or the spirit of the law, let's say, would be something along the lines of like, if you got into a heated altercation of some sort.
I'm listening.
And they want the weapon to be encased so that you can't easily get access to it and act rashly, right? So as if the impediment of having to unzip your case or undo a couple buckles and take the bow out would cause you to pause long enough to be like, this is a bad decision, whatever it is I'm about to do. But you're also thinking of a bow as a weapon in a very non-traditional sense.
So what, are baseball bats going to need cases soon?
Well, that's the thing. Where do you draw the line? Like just about anything could be quote unquote a weapon.
Yeah.
Right. But I think if you were looking at trying to change that law, I think that's going to be your biggest hurdle. Would be the perception of driving around with an uncased weapon in your vehicle, right? Or it's the idea of like somebody being able to look in and see a weapon, quote unquote, and like maybe break in and steal it or something along those lines. But I don't know. That in my opinion would be the biggest hurdle. But Wisconsin's case law changed in like 2011, dude. It wasn't that long ago. When they changed their case law, because firearms and bows.
Yeah, because I think now in Wisconsin,
your bow can be uncased. So
I think your gun can too.
Yeah, and that was changed not that long ago.
And in a motor vehicle.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Don't quote me on this, but I know I saw this for a fact. I saw a dude driving a motorcycle in the state of Wisconsin on a side road with a straight up motorcycle. He had his helmet on too, with the gun on his back. Like literally a sling on his back, driving on. That would be legal.
Sure.
I mean, it was the most odd thing to see. This dude on a crotch rocket cruising by with his helmet on, with his gun literally strapped on his back like this. It was pretty odd.
November 19th, 2011 is when Governor Scott Walker
said enough's enough.
Said enough is enough. We're giving the freedom back to the people, Todd.
There you go.
Scott Walker was the man. You could you could be the man and that's bad, but you could be the man and that's good. Like, Brando, you're the man.
Also the shit.
Oh, also, yeah.
Okay. Well,
depends on how you're using it.
Justin,
you can transport uncased long guns.
At some point, I think on a podcast, you have to.
The arrow cannot be knocked. That is the rule for most places. You can't drive around with a bow with a knocked arrow.
Right.
Or your crossbow must be uncocked if it is not in the case in these other states.
It's not that I'm disagreeing. Those
are completely reasonable laws.
Moving forward, unless there is a change in Illinois, we are not spending any more time on this podcast.
Todd, we have to shine a light on the injustice because injustice thrives in darkness.
Justin, listen, someone even commented during...
People that comment on YouTube videos are...
They said, Justin, listen, he was agreeing with you. He said, I agree about the bouquet situation, but don't you want to protect your investment? It's a $2,500 investment.
Okay. We have to talk about...
Dude, I got dogs in my truck. What happens if you hit the brakes hard and your boat goes flying? What happens
Flying where?
I don't go flying anywhere. What are you talking about, man?
What are you worried about?
I hate to have it break. I mean,
you're worried about your boat breaking if it runs into the back of your padded seat.
I think whitetail addict.
Think about the things that we do. So let me talk about
situation here. He wants.
We're not talking about throwing it in the bed of the truck, uncased, and driving down a back gravel road. Right? I'm talking about setting it on my padded back seat.
Yeah, what happens if your kids just jumped in the car, or Amy's not thinking, open up the back and just throw something in the...
Like, what could she possibly throw in there?
A cooler.
But freaking cinder block?
That whole argument is irrelevant because
whether
or not your bow gets damaged or injured isn't a factor in the law that should be in place for...
Yeah, I can put anything in my back seat.
It might get damaged.
Expensive that might get damaged. Why does anybody care what I do?
I'm just saying... Don't you want to protect your investment?
I do when it needs to be protected, but people baby their bows a little bit too much. You think about the crap that we do with them, carrying them through the woods, through the brush, up and down trees, banging them into shit all the time. Like,
I mean, it's not like your arrow would...
We are losing this thing is an infant.
We are losing visits the more we talk about this.
No, we're not, Todd. We're inspiring the population to rise up.
Can we just move past this bow case
It's not like if your bow got damaged or your arrows got damaged, they would...
that you are the man. You're a part of the problem.
No, I feel like this is a waste of my time.
You wanted your freedom back to say that the government was not allowed to shoot our deer.
I get to do whatever I want to do, whatever I want to do.
You were rallying the troops in your area against CWD and contacting lawyers and signing petitions and joining militia groups or whatever the hell you guys were doing to fight the government. And now all of a sudden you're pro-government telling us what to do.
I'm trying to guarantee that we actually can have some deer to chase. You're worried about a damn bow not being in a case, dude. Oh my gosh.
See,
it's
Todd.
the principle, Todd.
All right. Well, all right, guys. I guess I'm the man then. I guess I'll stick with that. I'm okay with it. I'm moving on.
I do want to make this point before we move on.
I am hoping moving on after this point. Please.
No, Todd, this is in your defense and for your argument. It's not like if your bow got damaged in your truck or your arrows maybe got damaged, they would blow up when you shot your bow.
Could.
It could happen.
Could 100% happen.
Is that what is this insinuating, Brandon?
That's probably what happened to Justin when he missed that bow in Iowa. His string probably got damaged. Because when it wasn't in a case, it was rubbing.
How do you know it wasn't in a case?
Because you say that you pretty much are an illegal dude and do this. I mean, you've said it. You said this. And maybe Iowa's laws, you don't have to have it in a case. So when you got to Iowa, you're fine. You didn't have to have it in a case. Either which way, because you weren't protecting your bow, maybe your arrow did get. That's probably why his arrow got damaged in the first place.
You're correct, Todd.
If you would have had your bow in a case, you would have got that buck in Iowa, and you would have looked like a superstar.
Okay.
Buck number 2 on public land.
So I should have been...
Instead, boom!
That
thing just blew up when you shot.
Bow down to the man.
That's right. All right, guys,
This guy here says he ran over a fawn with a bush hog.
Dude, we talked about this. I said, don't mow. Stop mowing. Do not mow. Give all the critters as much space as they need right now while they are being fierce. They're just they're just being hunted every second of the day. It's not fun to be a baby. Hard life out there.
Quit being a baby.
Don't be a baby.
All right. Do you have anything else, Todd, that we need to talk about?
Yes, we got to make sure that people show up for the Teach and Train at Coon Creek Hunt Club. It's going to be a great event. A lot of our guys are going to be there. We're going to have fun. We got food. Bring your bow. Let some arrows fly. The guys at Tethrd are going to be there to be able to show you how to become a saddle expert.
A saddle bro.
Saddle. You're going to be there. We're going to be there. It's going to be a great time. Brandon, you loser. You dude. We're going to be having this conversation during our annual meeting.
Insults.
It's a very important meeting. You're supposed to be there. So I keep trying to turn this thing off.
It's your first phone.
I don't know what's
Is
going
that your
on.
new one you got from Comcast?
No, that's not my new. That's got to be sent back. You need to come out, see us. June 14th from 10 o'clock till 3 o'clock. We'll be there. A lot of guys will be there. A lot of fun. Hey, if you just want to come by and check out the Pheasant Hunting Club too, come on by. We'll have some people there to show you around. Have a good time. But bring your bow. Because you get to take Justin on head-to-head.
Just make sure you bring it in a case.
Cole.
Because the DNR will be
That's
waiting.
right.
They're going to set up a checkpoint outside, and they're going to pull everyone over. Make sure
That'd be
your
so
bow's
good. I would video that
fully
if you were
in a
getting
case.
pulled over. I would just love that to see you get
So
busted
I was reading like what could happen to me if I get caught with my bow not in a case.
Oh, this will be interesting.
And so it's I did find it interesting that it's like it's part of the wildlife code, right?
Yeah.
So, but what happens if you're just like a target archer and you don't hunt at all? Like, why is it a part of the wildlife code? Why isn't it just a law?
Oh my God, we're
Right?
back on this.
But
Brandon,
you can get a
save me.
You can get a ticket. You can get a ticket, and then also apparently we have a points
Help
system
me.
in Illinois. So it's kind of
Amy,
like a driver's
you are a
license,
saint.
a driver's license point. So you can get like points docked towards like your ability to buy hunting licenses. So if you get caught enough times,
you're gonna
doing
get
this,
screwed.
You're gonna lose your hunting license.
You're going to get busted. And it's going to be, we're going to have a whole podcast on how you were
All right, so
From
knucklehead.
jail, a little remote
So the
podcast.
next stipulation then says, what does our law say, Todd? You have to have your bow in a case,
Yes.
or
Yeah, you can make it inoperable.
otherwise rendered inoperable.
Yes.
Which is a very gray, up for interpretation statement.
I've done
right?
that before.
Who considers what is considered rendered inoperable?
I would, what I've always believed it to be was like either a zip tie, they'll put a zip tie around the cables and the string.
Okay.
That would make it inoperable. I've used a gear tie once before, so I had something.
Would that count?
Yeah, it's inoperable. Like if I got pulled over
but-
and he's like,
but
hey,
who's-
this isn't a case. Well, it's not inoperable. We'll prove it. Okay, well, you pull your bow back and try to shoot this thing right now. You wouldn't be able to pull it back.
All right. So, but like, what is the stipulation?
Oh my God, I can't believe you're baiting me into having this fucking conversation still.
Like how
This
easy or
isn't done.
difficult it would be to get it functioning.
It doesn't.
As according to-
as long, just as hard as it would be to get it out of the damn case.
What if I had an 80-pound bow, but you're incapable of pulling it back because you're a weakling? Then what happens?
That's
like what if you say I can't pull this thing back?
I cranked it up so high that it's inoperable.
What if you don't have any arrows in your truck? You have nothing to shoot out of it. It's just a bow.
It could still hurt somebody.
How?
I don't know if I pulled it back and put your head in there, just let go, which is about what I'm ready to do. Guys, with that being said, June 14th is going to be our get-together. Bring your bows. Come on out. Have fun. We're going to have free food. You're not going to be able to see Brandon there. You might see Justin being pulled over by a conservation officer on the way into the club, which would be so much fun. I would pay for that.
I'm going to put
Call
it in
me. I'll tell you where he's going to be.
I'm going to put it in a case inside of a case inside of a case, and it's going to be locked.
It'd probably be a damn good idea with the amount of
Chains wrapped
attention
around it.
You're
when I
bringing so
show
much
up.
attention to yourself.
I'm not even
going to
be able to get it out of the back seat.
I feel like we should do like a Mark Rober style video where you make this case, but you can still operate your bow while it's in the case, and it's like gets past all the laws.
That would be amazing. You can shoot it while it's in a case.
Oh, man. Guys, please put your comments below. Can somebody agree with me and tell Justin to put this to bed? As far as Don goes, yes, I'm going to do something with that motorbike at some point versus my electric bike. We need to do that, man. That's one people want to know more about that motorbike. I keep hearing that electric bike thing is fun.
Your electric motorcycle?
Oh, dude, it's pretty slick. Okay. With that being said, guys, I am done with this podcast. You're
Is that
giving
thing
me
like
you're
street legal? Could you take it on, like, if you got a
I don't have
license
blinkers.
plate for it?
I think there's a setup where you could add blinkers, but I'm not doing that. I'm not even going there. I'm not even worried about this.
Got it.
No, I'm not going there. It's not why I bought it. We've got a meeting that actually starts in 1 minute, Justin. So with that being said, guys, get out there and make yourself a water hole because they are worth it. And keep your bow in a case.
Nope.